Yo, what's going on, guys? So I want to shoot you a really quick video, and I want to talk to you about the whole process of how do we actually use our social media to land clients. Specifically, what I want to talk about here is the whole thought process behind like generating leads, building a pipeline, turning these people into clients. And the reason that this conversation for me has really been top of mind is because I'm obviously in the process of transitioning over to Instagram. So for the last couple of years, last 3.5 years, I've been primarily over on Facebook, right? So I've been using the Facebook group, my Facebook profile. That's probably how you originally found me and joined up to our program. And so starting over, going over to IG, I say starting over, but it's like, hey, I'm actually still carrying a pipeline. I still have conversations, people I've been talking to for the last couple of years. But in essence, like there's a kind of a level to which I'm like restarting with a whole bunch of people, and I'm kind of like building a brand new audience. And so this is literally like the way that my brain processes this. This is the way that I'm thinking about this as I'm thinking about this whole process. Just like, cool, how do we start getting leads? How do we start warming people up? How do I start moving people from not knowing who I am, a total stranger, to eventually reach that point where, hey, I know enough about you. I trust you. I'm interested in what it is you do. Where can I get information about joining the program, and then ultimately joining? And so there are 3 different types of leads. If you've not seen this information yet, if this is all like brand new stuff to you, you need to be digging into the classroom. The social funnel, this funnel right here is a graphic that you should have already seen. But there are 3 different types of leads. And one of the biggest reasons why people struggle to get clients is because they just view their audience as an audience as a whole. They're just like, oh, there's followers, I'm not booking calls, I'm not getting clients, or oh, there's followers, who's ready to join my program? And if you just view it as just like this big mass of just like, oh, this is my audience, this is my followers, you're going to get very confused because you're either going to show up and one week you're going to act like, hey, everybody's cold. And so you're going to be doing all kinds of like cold lead generation tactics, or you're going to be like acting like everybody's hot and it's just going to be, excuse me, you're just going to be showing up, just pretend like everybody's hot, just like, hey guys, here's my program, who's ready to go, who's ready to go, hey, I'm looking for 5 guys, hey, I'm looking for 5 girls. And you might get some clients, and I definitely recommend you put out some hard calls to actions and things. But eventually, like, you're gonna run out, and then you're like, dude, like, what's going on? Like, why am I not getting more clients? And it's because there are 3 different types of leads. You have cold leads, you have warm leads, and you have hot leads. And we need to treat each individual group of people, segment of people, differently. Specifically, when you're reaching out to an individual person, you really need to be categorizing your minds, like, who is this person? Are they a cold lead? Have we never talked before? This is the first time we're having a conversation. Is this more of a warm lead? Hey, this is someone I've established a relationship with. I've sent them some resources. We've talked back and forth several different times. You're going to talk to them completely differently. Or, hey, is this a hot lead? Is this someone who has expressed interest? It's maybe just hasn't been the right time. They've been saying things like, dude, I'm always like watching your stuff, and like I know I want to work with you one day. Is this a hot lead? And understanding the difference between who these people are and what level they are with you in that pathway of cold to sold, understanding, are they a 0 out of 10 wanting to work with you? Are they a 5 out of 10? Are they an 8 out of 10? Is going to completely affect the way that you communicate, the way you approach them, and the way you talk to them. And so, like we see this in dating and sales, we see this in like making friends. Like, so let's take like the making friends example. Like when you first hang out with someone, it's like they're a cold friend, they're a cold lead, they're a cold prospect. Like the first time you hang out with someone, it's like, dude, you guys don't really know each other. You're still trying to figure out like how many times you hung out with somebody, you hung out with them one time, you're just like, oh, like, yeah, like they're a cool person, but like we just don't get along, right? But then how many times also have you hung out with someone and it's like, oh, dude, that person's cool. I would like to hang out with them again. And so now all of a sudden they're kind of like a warm friend. And then maybe it's like a month later, you guys hang out again and it's like, oh, cool. Like we hung out again and like we had a really good time. And now they're moving down into hot, and it's like this is becoming a good friend of yours. And now it's like 6 years later, you guys are good friends, you hang out all the time, et cetera, et cetera. But it builds up to that, right? You don't just hang out once and all of a sudden you're best friends. And that's like the way that you want to view prospecting. Like this is just like prospecting and sales. It's literally just building human relationships, right? That's literally all it is. And so as I'm getting started on Instagram, the way I'm seeing it is I'm just like, cool, I just have a bunch of cold leads right now. I just have a bunch of people that I just need to be striking up conversations, not necessarily going for kill shots or just being like, how do I work together? How do we work together? Fact is, today I had my very first inbound leads. I've been doing the IG thing for like 2 weeks now. I had my very first inbound lead this morning who was like, dude, I'm interested in working with you. Like, can we talk a little bit more about like what it is you do? As I talk to him, it's like, I'm not sure he's really a good fit, but that's like besides the point, right? The point is like, he was like reaching out to me, and this is like our third or fourth time of talking, and nowhere in there have I ever even offered him a call. Like, all I've done is just had good, engaging, meaningful conversation. I've sent him some free resources. Like, I just understand he's a cold prospect. He doesn't know who the fuck I am. He doesn't know what it is I do. And so like, I'm not going to go in for, some big kill shot with this. Now, what I'm doing though is every single day, I'm just trying to strike up conversations. And just like when you're hanging out with a friend, some of those people I'm now moving into the warm category, the warm bucket list, where I'm like, cool, talk to this person. We've had good conversation. We've went back and forth. I know a little bit about them. They know a little bit about me. Like, this is a person that 1 to 2 times a month, I'm just going to follow up with them. I'm going to hit them with a new resource. These are people that, like, when I see their content on the timeline, I'm going to engage with them. I'm going to comment on their stories, things like that. Like, I'm just going to be social on social media, and I'm just going to continue to nurture and to build these relationships. And then what that's ultimately leading to is I have, over on IG specifically, like, I have one person at the moment that I would consider a hot lead. I have one person who has purchased one of the workshop recordings from the past. And so it's like, he's already made a purchase, he's expressed interest, like he has definitely categorized himself as a hot lead. And so I message this guy all the time. Anytime I'm dropping something new, anytime I see, something he says or a post he makes, like, I'm engaging with it. These are the type of people that you make offers to. So you run a content campaign, you host a workshop, you host a masterclass, like, these are the people that you reach out to. And so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off here. I just want to make this short video because I am starting over on IG. And, as I'm getting into this, it's like, cool, just understanding that, like, it's going to take me understanding that, hey, I just have like a lot of hot leads right now, or a lot of cold leads rather. And so I have to just begin taking people through this process. This is the way that you land clients. There's no magic strategy where, hey, we do something and all of a sudden it's like, we just have all these clients out of nowhere that are just pouring in. Like, this is the way that you land clients, right? You start conversations, you talk to people, you don't just talk to them once, you re-engage with them, you hit them back up, you just, treat them like an actual normal human, like you would in everyday real life. And people just slowly move from 0 out of 10 of wanting to work together to a 2 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10. Before long, you have people that are 8 out of 10s. And then after you do this for a consistent 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you now begin to look at your social media and you start to realize, like, damn, I've got 50 people in the hot bucket. It's like, I got 50 people in this hot category that any given month, 2 or 3 of these people very predictably and consistently are going to move forward. I've got all these people, I've got 150 people in the warm category list that I'm like keeping in good touch with. It's just a matter of time. We're going back and forth. There's good, meaningful, conversations. And then at the end of the day, just always making sure understanding that it all starts with a cold lead. It all starts with that icebreaker moment. It all starts with, in dating, it's like that initial walking up to the girl and saying, saying what's up, or walking up to that guy and just being like, hey, what's up? Like, there's always needs to be some sort of conversation starter. So that's kind of the way it works from start to finish. You get your cold leads, your warm leads, your hot leads. Up here in the cold category, we're just getting conversations rolling. We're starting meaningful conversations. We're chatting back and forth to people, providing value, getting them resources, finding out if there's problems we can solve. Maybe there is a problem you can solve, and so it's like, cool, go ahead and try to get the call booked in. But sometimes it's just, hey, I just need to hit this person back up another 2, 3, 4 times so that ultimately there are clients to be landed. So hopefully this is helpful. Wanted to shoot this and just drop this over to you guys. Hopefully we're having... give me any kind of feedback on this. Let me know if you have any questions off of this and if there's anything that I can clarify with you. But other than that, happy Wednesday here. Let's have us a good rest of the week.